Hi everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and welcome to my October TBR. So these are the only physical books I have for the TBR, just this little baby pile. But the rest of them I have as e-arcs. Let's just jump into it. This is a bigger TBR than I normally do, mostly because I didn't realize that I had so many commitments to books in October until when I made this TBR yesterday. And I was like, ooh, if I had remembered that, I probably would have done some things different in September. I don't know what to tell you, really. So let's just start off with the physical books. So for Latinx Heritage Month, I have a TBR that I made. And so here it is. Actually, the TBR that I made is mostly these ones. The first one is Occulta. I really want to keep up with sequels to books that I really love. I think off the top of my head, so The Chariot at Dusk was the one that I read for September, and so for October's sequel thing that I should keep up with, it is Occulta. This is the sequel to Nocturna. I loved Nocturna so much, and I've been waiting for the sequel for a while because it got pushed back. Is here now. This is also a trilogy, I'm pretty sure. So there'll be another one. This one also, like Nocturna, has the beautiful spine and also map and papers, which is just serving all of the beautifulness. But anyway, Occulta, I haven't read this obviously, but Nocturna had a lot to do with colonialism and also face-changing magic. When I think about Nocturna, those are the two things that come to mind for me. So I hope that this will be continue the story and also the unlikely friendships that turn into found family almost from Nocturna in Occulta. So I'm actually really excited for that one. I'm excited for all of these, but I'm really excited for Occulta because I've been wanting to read that one for a really long time. The next one is Fire with Fire. I was supposed to read this in September. I didn't read it in September because I forgot that I was going to do some author interviews for books coming out in the later fall / early 2022, and I forgot that I needed to read them by the end of September and submit my questions. So if I hadn't forgotten, then I would have read Fire with Fire. So I'm putting Fire with Fire onto my October TBR just because that one has been on my TBR list for a really long time. And I really like the author because I read the author's Beneath the Citadel, I think. And that's one of my favorite heist, found family, crew kind of dynamic books. Probably. I mean, that makes Gilded Wolves, all of those kinds of things. Gilded Wolves, Beneath the Citadel, A Moral Code. Those are the types of books that I really love. So I can do a video about that if anyone cares because that's some of my favorite stuff. So Fire with Fire is by the same author, and that's on my TBR. But then I was thinking about what other books I'd want to read for Latinx Heritage Month. And then I was like, oh, I have not read Iron Cast, and it's been on my physical shelf for so long. And it's also by the same author as Fire with Fire. So I've added this to my TBR because I was like, why not, Instead of just reading two of the three books that I think this author has written. I want to say that, but I'm not actually sure. Why don't I just try to read all three, basically? And Iron Cast is just such a gorgeous book. I've had it on my TBR forever. I'm pretty sure there's blood magic in it. Yeah, there is blood magic. So I mean where can you go wrong with blood magic? I mean, never really. And then for the backlist bookworms pick of October, we are going to read The Grief Keeper, which has also been on my TBR for a while. Vicky and I have been talking about The Grief Keeper for months, if not years. I think we wanted to pick it last year maybe for something, and then it got voted out basically. And so I'm really happy to do this one for October. It is such a gorgeous cover, and I remember hearing so much about it when it released. I bought it when it released, and then here we are. October 2021. So I'm really excited for that one. Mostly because I was kind of okay, I want to read this one. I feel for the backlist bookworms, while I want to read all of them, this one I felt super passionate about. Just because, yeah, Vicky and I talked about it before, and I was kind of like, this is the time. This is the time to read it. And for my IRL book club, we are reading Dominicana. This is also like a Latinx Heritage Month pick as well. So those are all of my like TBR for that one. So technically, I think I'm supposed to be done with those by the 15th of October. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5. I won't be making the 15th of October. I would like to, and I would like to at least have read like 1 or 2 of them by the 15th of October. I will not have read all of them. Like, if you think about it, 5 by 15, even if I didn't read any other books, that would be like 3 days per book. Which, okay, I can read a book like in less than 3 days, but I do have other commitments, which is a huge list basically. And then the final one of backlist books that I want to read is Not Here to Be Liked, mostly because I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I love the cover, I love the premise, but in my spreadsheet of arcs, or like my Trello board of arcs, I messed up the pub date and I put 10/14 or something like that, but it was supposed to be 9. So that kind of sucks, and I messed that one up. So I feel like I should read that one. Unfortunately, that's probably the lowest of the things that I have to read, but I want to read it. So hello, my camera battery died, and I had to change the filming setup, so I'm much closer to you now. I wanted to continue my October TBR. The next one is, these are the arcs that I have to read that I didn't realize that I had so many that I had to read. So the first one is The Keeper of the Night. I'm so excited for this. I'm pretty sure it's an Asian debut. And I don't know, I'm just really excited for it. The publisher contacted me and was like, hey, do you want to be on the blog tour for this? And I said yes. And I didn't realize that it was coming up sooner than I thought. So there it is. The next one is African Icons. This one was such a strange one. It came like randomly through an Edelweiss. I was approved for it. I didn't even request it. And then I was going through my Edelweiss notifications and I was like, wait, what is this? And then I was so excited for it. And then I got an email from the publisher afterwards. Like, not afterwards the same day, but a while later. So, you know, that was an interesting turn of events. The next one is Hollywood Heroine. This is the next one in the Sarah Kuhn series called Heron Complex. That's the first one. I'm not exactly sure what the whole series is called. All I know is that the next one that's coming out is Hollywood Heroine. I just really love this series. It's like adult fantasy, or adult urban fantasy with like super powered people and then a family core, and like the characters have evolved throughout the series. I think this is book number 4, Hollywood Heroine. I think so. But anyway, I'm really excited for that one to continue my love for that series. It's one of my favorite like adult urban fantasy series, by the way. The next one is You Can Go Your Own Way. I forgot that I had a physical copy of this one, but I do. I'm such a huge fan of Eric Smith's books. I really loved Don't Read the Comments. I was actually, well, no, that wasn't the first one I read. I read, I can't remember what it is. It is green. I will put the picture of it here, but I read that one first, and that one had really great adoption rep. And then I read Don't Read the Comments next, and that's like a contemporary story about gaming and about like video gaming trolls essentially. And then You Can Go Your Own Way, which every time that I hear it, that I see it, I always have like a song that starts playing in my head. Obviously the You Can Go Your Own Way song. Anyway, this promises to be like super nostalgic and just very like, it's gonna bring back all the nostalgia, so I'm here for it. The next one is Briar Girls. I'm really excited for Briar Girls because I'm pretty sure that it's by Rebecca Kim Wells. I could be totally wrong. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I need to edit this out. But anyway, and I'm pretty sure Rebecca Kim Wells wrote the Shatters the Sky duology, I'm pretty sure. And I really liked that duology because it was like sapphic and dragons and like, that's what we like. So I'm really excited for Briar Girls because that's like the next project from the author. And so I do try when I can to keep up with authors. I try. I hopefully will make it with this one. The next one is the same thing. Rush of Wings. It's Laura Weymouth. Definitely not saying that right. But anyway, next book. I really, really liked A Treason of Thorns. And the world building is just so fabulous. And A Rush of Wings looks so gorgeous. Like the cover is just so atmospheric and vivid and beautiful. And I'm just really excited for that one. The next one is The Heartbreak Bakery. This is by A.R. Capetta. Right here. This just was such a, like, the publisher asked me if I wanted to review it, and it had just like a queer bakery in it, and that's really all I read in the synopsis before I was like, yes, I would like to read it. I love the idea of like a queer safe space. I love the idea of, oops, my pile of books just fell down. I love the idea of bakery, like a bakery setting as well. The only one that I can think of off the top of my head that has like a bakery vibe and is also queer is Small Town Hearts. So I'm excited for that one. And the next one is Nothing But Blackened Teeth. I actually have this one on audiobook and as like an e-arc. I really have been loving listening to these novellas on audiobooks because it really like brings it atmospherically to life. And I'm just really excited for that one because like from the cover and from everything that I've heard about it, it looks super gritty and super intense. A little bit like horror-esque, honestly. And I have these two other arcs that I need to get to too that I randomly just found in my pile. This is Dragonblood Ring. This is the sequel to the Blaze Wrath games. Oh wait, no, there's no the. This is the sequel to Blaze Wrath games. I'm so excited for it because Blaze Wrath games is just like, how do I even describe it? Dragons, Olympic-ish kind of sports competitions, and magic, and like belonging. And so this is the sequel. More dragons, as you can tell. I'm into it. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It's one of my most anticipated sequels for 2021. And the other one is Our Way Back to Always by Nina Moreno. I really loved Don't Date Rosa Santos. I'm pretty sure that's what this author's first book is. Yes, it's on the back. Oh, thank goodness. It is on the back. And I love that book so much. It is so emotional and so like, it's all about curses and sacrifice and family. And I'm just really excited for this one. Also, the cover is like so fantastic, essentially. I'm really excited for this one. And yeah, that brings me to the end of like the list of books that publishers sent me that I have vlog tours for. Like, it is a gigantic list. It is the longest list of all the months so far of 2021. Like, I cannot believe that I forgot that I have so many, and like, oh my goodness. I may have made some mistakes in September. I'll be the first to admit. Oh, another one that I forgot about that I have a commitment for is Within These Wicked Walls. This is a gothic fantasy retelling of Jane Eyre, I'm pretty sure, which I am just so excited for because Jane Eyre was like really not my thing when I read it originally, and so I just would like to read a retelling that like it doesn't overwrite the original, because I think that obviously a retelling like interrogates the original. You know, a good retelling should interrogate the original, bring a new aspect to it, like bring something new to it, and also critically examine the original. I'm really excited for Within These Wicked Walls. Also, I'm pretty sure there was like an exorcism / exorcists fantasy-esque in that one, so very excited for that one. And I still have other books I'd like to read in October that I don't really have like any firm commitments for, but I have a commitment for in my heart. The first one is Squad. I'm just really excited for Squad because I'm pretty sure it's by the same author as, I'm looking at my bookshelf, The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea? Is it by the same person? I want to say it is by the same person. I really, really liked The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea. It was one of those things where like, I think that the title is just so fabulous. It is so insightfully done, and in a way where I was reading it and I was like, oh my god, I get it now. So I'm pretty sure that Squad is by the same author as The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea, and so that's honestly why I'm just so excited for Squad. It is like a totally different thing entirely, because Squad I'm pretty sure is contemporary, and that one was a pirate witch fantasy. The next one is The Quicksilver Court. I loved The Obsidian Tower. Okay, it is queer, adult fantasy, it is fantastic, political intrigue. It starts off with this premise of like, you're in a castle and then there's a door that you can't open. And like, of course everyone wants to open the door. Duh. So that's kind of the premise that it starts off with, and then it just goes in a completely political betrayal-esque, like high action fantasy. And the Quicksilver Court is the second in the series, and I'm just like so excited for that one. I'm just, publishing in the fall is so intense. I'm not sure what it is that makes it so intense, but I've been looking forward to almost all of these October titles like since last year, right? Some of them I didn't really know about until earlier this year, so I didn't say all of them, but I've been looking forward to almost all of these ones for so long. The Quicksilver Court I've been looking forward to since I finished the Obsidian Tower. Like, I need to read these, essentially. I feel like every month I'm like, oh yeah, and if I don't get to it, like, I don't get to it because, you know, mental health. But this one I'm just like, I need to read these. I've been looking forward to them for so long. And the same is true for the next one, which is City of Shattered Light. This is a YA science fiction debut. I'm just so excited for it because science fiction is my jam, okay? I wish that I read like 5 million more science fiction, especially especially YA sci-fi. I feel like can have difficulties. I feel like I've heard some things in, you know, on the internet where people are like, oh, YA sci-fi, like that's so hard to sell or that's so hard to like acquire. Like, I'm here for it. I would like all the YA sci-fi, so you could give it to me. But that brings me to the end of my October TBR. It is a giant TBR. Like, okay, before I said that I had all the books, but I didn't have all the books, so I'm gonna have to do like another obligatory look at all the books kind of shot because there's a bunch more that I totally forgot about. But here you go, all of these books for my October TBR. Yeah, it just, October got away from me. If I had to decide, I feel like September, October, and November, obviously in the fall, are the most difficult for me because there are just so many books, but I think September and October are certainly the most difficult ones, because November is hard, but like not as hard I think as September and October. I'm still behind on September. That's why I haven't gotten a jump start on these. Like, the reason why October has kind of just gone past me is because I was behind on September and August. Like, I don't know. I need to be on top of it. I'm very sorry, and this is the state of my life. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this October TBR. As always, I could prepare better by like having a prepared summary of what each book is about, but I will leave all the links and my links below so that you can get a better summary than I could ever give. And yeah, we'll check back in my October wrap up to see how many of these I've read. Hopefully at least half, if not all of them. Fingers crossed. And yeah, I hope you have a really great October, and let me know any books that you have on your October TBR, because I'd be very interested to know that. Alright, bye!